Hello everyone. It's been a while. I wanted to share this with you, but somehow it was a never-ending work in process and it's still on. So it's basically the patch I'm using to quickly test multiple video projection for opera, and then I use it as to play those videos during the show. So I've done this kind of multi-projection piece with it. With this one was 4 projector on 2 different stage, front and back of the stage, or this kind of work with multiple input and live input that I've added to this. So basically, let's look at the patch. It's a 5 video mixer with lots of possible presets and button that would activate or deactivate the videos, fade in, fade out, or jump to the next scene. And all those buttons are parametrable here. So basically it shows you if it's for a 2 different stage. So here you decide if you want the front stage or the back stage for this particular player. It shows you the percentage of the movie you are choosing. Here you choose it and it shows you the name, the speed at which you are playing this movie, if you're doing loop, off, on, where you start to play the movie and where does it end, where is your movie now in percentage of the movie and in seconds, stop, play, and if when you enter the stage, that's very important, is this video visible or not, because you can pre-select it to play it later but not want it to be seen at the beginning. And here it's the most useful tweaking of the image I'm using all the time, so I guess I decided to have them always. By default they are not activated, but if I want to activate it, I do it and I immediately tweak them or detweak them. So this is image control, saturation and brightness, the most useful for me. This is zoom of the image, spin, change the image place, and of course after that you can always go back to the original position. Keep aspect or not in order to move it differently, I mean horizontal or vertical zoom, but of course you can deactivate it. Be careful when you deactivate it, you put everything back to 0 usually. Not always, but normally. This is to make a vignette, a bigger one, a smaller one, some other place, yeah, reset. And this is to change the white point. This is, yeah, not the most precise one, but you know, quick test, and then you can fine tune maybe. So this is how a mixer works. There's 5 of them that you can decide to play on the front stage or on the back stage. You have a little preview here. And so now let's enter in the button stuff. So often you play something on the front and then you want something more on the front to be added to this first thing. So for example, if I want to program this first button, I can decide that on my second player, the front 2, the movie 2 will play at the speed of 1. It would go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds after 0 seconds. And so if I push this button, it will just do this. If I decide that the movie 5 should be played on the stuff, I just add it and it will play the movie 5 after 1 second, blah, 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 blah. So here you activate or deactivate the player for this button or the jump for this button. So this button 2, here you activate one of the 5 player and you put which movie you want at which beat, if it goes fade in or fade out, in how many time, after how much time. Or you jump to the next stage, which is advisable if you don't need to play continue playing another video. So here you can put a text that will stay there, that will remind you when do you have to push on this button. And this I found very useful, is how is the stage when you enter the stage. I always put a little note, so I'm sure it's when it's activated, it's how it should be. And here general notes, always to have them there and to be able to correct them. So that's the patch. If you want to go and check what's inside the patch, it's here. So here are all the jumps. This is the conduit, that's in French, that's basically what is written where, and so it's recorded. This is the actor for every button, so there's 5 of them. That will basically activate the fade in, fade out, and the movie. If you want to look inside, well, it's this kind of stuff. I won't go into detail about each actor, but this is the actor that tell you at the beginning when you enter the scene how is your movie player. So this one is quite important. Movie player 1, the actor that is linked to this size and position. So size and position is this actor. Everything is happening inside, and you can see I bypass the actor when I go on off, and I use it when I go on. So it's to have to avoid any problem. I really bypass the full effect actor when I don't use it. And it's the same for image control. So that's the image control. That's the image control. So first what is applied is first size and position, then image control, and then vignette and white font on another actor that is activated together because it's core image actors. It uses core image actors, so I've decided to put it together. And then it goes to a mixer, and this video mixer basically is linked to the button, and it's that's what does the fade in, fade out. I mean the famous button actor that is here, and that is linked to the fade in, fade out. So it's here. Then so you have the same thing for all the buttons, and then those goes into mixer, multi-mixers. You can add here, I forgot, well, it's not in, well, it's here, a movie player to have an alpha channel. So all this could be alpha, add to an alpha channel. I often find that useful to have an alpha mix here, so I kept it as default, but it's here. You can see it's by default, it's bypassed. And those two multi-mixer, so basically here it decide, those routers decide if it goes on the front or the back. So on stage 1, stage 2, I call it front back, but it's basically stage 1, stage 2. And here you can decide to see, you have the two projector for stage 1 and stage 2. So it's important that they are inside an actor. So if you change the parameter of stage 1 or stage 2, it will stay the same parameter for every stage you have. For example, here stage 2 is a double projection for two projector, and stage 1 is only one. And here I have this little actor I've done. It's a simulation. So if you have to work off stage without everything, you can simulate the projection 1 and projection B on a virtual stage. I think it was stage 4 here I've put, and you can add a stage image. So I remember I had a stage image to simulate this. So I guess I went around everything for the most important. Another big note where you can note whatever you want. Stage configuration, projection, simulation, both. So what else do I need to introduce? That's about it, huh? It's quite straightforward, even if it's a complex patch. It's quite straightforward. So I would advise you to keep the basic one as a model in the beginning of your patch, and then make copy paste one after each other. It's not bug free. Be careful, don't use it straightforward. You'll see there might be a few little bugs that I keep on correcting, but they might be here. Oh yeah, that was another project. So the stage 2 is the same than stage 1. I've put you another project that I found. I thought it would be easier, but then it was a pain in the what to fix it. So basically I wanted to put command line here to parameter every button. So yeah, you see command line here, and I have done a whole actor which was interesting to work on, but it never really totally worked. So basically it's here, this actor, which is the command line that's basically changed. I write a line of text, and it's change it into actions. But it was, yeah, it didn't totally work. So if somebody wants to have fun with it, have fun with it and send me back when it works totally. But for now, it wasn't working that well, so I went back to the previous one. And I also left an old version here without all the parametering of the button. It's basically every button is linked here to just a little Q actor that send a trigger, 0 or 1, or value that you decide here, and that's it. So you parameter here the players. That's an actor that embedded the player and all you can do for it, or the fade in, fade out. You can use those Q stuff here. I find it not that nice, because with this you always have to go back in the patch, and the idea of this was to have everything fixed in the visual panel here, and not to have to go all the time link stuff here and there. It's lots of time when you have a show to make quickly. So I hope you'll have fun with it. Come back to me if you made some improvement to the patch. I'm still using it a lot, and have fun.